What is the problem with that front door?
Nobody can open it.
It's just too heavy, I think. Now, the issue that I raised with Julie Bishop there about the alienation of the independents and how all that has developed as a result of the argument over the Speaker and now the Deputy Speaker, here's what Graham Richardson had to say about that.
What I think Abbott's doing here, and he has to be very careful, already these two independents are so alienated from him now that it'd be very hard to see how he can ever form a minority government. So if there is real trouble with the government, I don't see how he goes to Government House and says, hey, I can fix this. So that means a new election.
So, Karen, what have they changed their strategy? They're looking more towards an election somewhere down the track?
Well, that's how it sounds. I mean, you know, initially the suggestion was that they were trying to blow this whole process up and go back to the polls. Then it was appealing to the independents to swap sides on the floor. But that interview you played part of with Tony Windsor the other night, I mean, he was saying, I feel vindicated in my decision. And he's saying, and, you know, let me tell you, if this is a love note from Tony Abbott, well, I need to reread it. You know, it doesn't look that way to me. So clearly he's not getting any cosier with the independents, and you have to assume they're not any more inclined to swap sides.
No, Julie Bishop would say there are 5 of them, but...
Well, we could only count 4, but then again she might know something we don't about Mr Crook from Western Australia. Yeah. But I assume if you're going to include Adam Bandt of the government, you've got to include Crook with the coalition, so that leaves with 4. Look, the Liberals signed that parliamentary reform deal because they thought they would get the independents on side. Now, afterwards, and they lost the 2 crucial independents, or the 3, but 2 crucial ones, they then switched their priorities to disrupting the government on the floor of the House. And the independents took this as some form of reprisal against them personally. And it's just a really nasty tone to the start of this parliament and, as you were saying, to Tony Abbott's ambitions to swing the independents to his way.
I think there's a danger for Tony Abbott here that Labor will manage to make stick that constant claim that he's a wrecker. He's still trying to run the same election. He's still in election mode. He needs to realise he didn't get a very good swing, only 1.5%. He should stop listening to Clive Palmer, who said that he got the biggest swing since Federation. Gough Whitlam got 7% or more. Menzies got 7% or more, and Fraser got more than 7%, all from opposition.
I'll tell you who got a big swing. Malcolm Turnbull got a big swing in his own seat.
He did. It could easily be. He has not performed well since the election at all. Julia Gillard easily outmanoeuvred him in the formation of the government. It could all be downhill for him from now on, unless he's careful.
And what about the pressure that comes on the independents as well? Rob Oakeshott said there's a bit of a myth developing in Canberra, and he wanted to put that to rest. Here he is.
Come and spend some time with me. Walk with me on my streets and see the truth of the story that is starting to make its way into the mythology down here, and that is that somehow there's pitchforks and, you know, burning knives. That is not the case. People are getting on with life. There is a mix of opinions, but by and large, I am getting some good support for a difficult decision that was made.
And he has got a handy margin.
Yeah, and they're independents, and they've been elected numerous times, and they do have local support. So you have to assume that people will, in the first instance, in those electorates, put their trust in the people that they've elected.
I'll be astonished if they don't increase their majorities. I think their electors like the idea that they've got someone who's the higher profile playing some sort of important role in federal politics and still bringing home a few goodies to the electorate.
You'd think they might increase their majority.
I would think so, yeah. Yeah.
We probably won't see it in Tony Windsor's case, but I don't think he'll be standing again.
But he's the most solid of the lot there. He says he's not going to try and be the government. He's quite happy with his decisions. He's going to get on with the issues that concern him, mainly regional Australia, etc. And he's a man at ease with his conscience, and he seems to be very relaxed about his electorate.